Active Workspace is a tool unlike anything you've seen from a PLM vendor before. Performance and ease of use are the hallmarks of Active Workspace. For instance, here we perform a search and extremely quickly 116,000 results get returned to the user. Once these results are returned, you can begin filtering those results based on things such as metrics, characteristics, attributes, and so on. For instance, we can filter on requirements, manufacturing operations, simulation results, and parts. Once we've filtered for a particular type, such as parts, our filtering options change to reflect filters that are relevant to the data we're looking at. Now we can filter for products that these parts are used on. From there, we can go into the group that owns them, then down to the owning user. All the while, we're building a breadcrumb that allows us to see how we've gotten to where we are and to go back to any point in our search. Once you've found the information you're interested in, you can begin to investigate it further in realistic 3D detail. You don't need to know much about the product structure because Active Workspace provides intuitive thumbnail representations of the partitions of your product, where you can clearly understand your product and easily dive down into any systems or subsystems. Once you've found the portions of your product that are of interest, Active Workspace allows seamless reporting capabilities, allowing you to see how your product stands on key metrics. Here we can see a visual report based on who owns the data, which clearly shows you who owns which components of this product. If there is another attribute you want to report on, such as creation date, simply selecting that attribute allows you to generate a report based on that attribute. Active Workspace also allows you to easily determine just what information is around or related to the data that you are looking at. For instance, here you see the network of information that is related to the bracket that we were just investigating. Now, rather than just looking at all the information, you may want to look at the data in a particular context. For example, when making a decision on replacing that bracket, you may want to see systems engineering information, showing the functions that the bracket performs, all grouped by the physical parts that perform those functions. Once you've identified the information you want to investigate in further detail, Active Workspace makes collaboration seamless by presenting you with a list of key stakeholders for the information that you're looking at. You can immediately begin collaborating via tools such as instant messaging, email, or even sharing your desktop with Teamcenter's application sharing tools. Finally, any data you may wish to share with the other users can be presented to them via an intuitive concept called the shelf. Place something on the shelf for another user or save it for yourself for a later date. The shelf remembers not only the data that you put on it, but also how you found it. This assures us that data on the shelf is always up to date and current. For instance, pulling a search off the shelf reruns that search. A visual navigation window from the shelf shows us the 3D information we were viewing. And finally, pulling a network navigation window from the shelf shows the network we were viewing and groups the information just as it was when we put it on the shelf originally. Finding information fast, seamless collaboration, intuitive visualization and data network navigation, easy to understand reports. That is Active Workspace.